Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sunny Side. I'm Sunny, and this video I'm going to tell you guys, according to Astrology, who's going to win the US presidential election in 2024 between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. There you go. I said it like that for the algorithm, right guys? It's listening now. So, all right, whatever. Here we go. So, a little preface. I'll show you the charts. We'll do the things. I'll give you my prediction. Come on, guys, man. I've been waffling in the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to explain why I've been waffling, and then I'll tell you what I wanted to see before I made a decision, and I kind of saw it, so I'm kind of ready to make my decision now with a but, and I'll explain that. So here's the preamble. Welcome to the Sunny Side. I babble and I ramble, so you might want to watch this video on 1.5 speed. Okay, all my videos like that. All right, so here's the first deal. You guys asked me 2 weeks ago to do this, and I said, no, we're not going to do this. It's too early to decide. It's too early to do it. That's back when Joe was in the race. And I said, in the sky, Mars is going to conjunct Uranus, and it's going to cause this stress for a lot of people. For certain signs, Mars conjunct Uranus could lead to breakup energy, right? Uranus is freedom and the unexpected, and Mars puts a lot of energy there, and it breaks things up a little bit at times, right? It just puts a lot of energy there. It heats it up. And so there was a lot of potential for breakups of certain kinds, like losing your job, quitting, breakup in relationships, unexpected problems, and like for certain signs like Scorpio, which Joe's a Scorpio, there's unexpected problems in the relationship thing. Just like for the Trumpster, there are unexpected things happening in his astrology and his life with regard to his court cases. Moreover, now I explain all of this on the live stream, but I'm going to speed it up here, just chunk it out for you guys quickly. So a couple of weeks ago, I knew that was going to happen, and I said, you know, the world is going to change quite dramatically in 2 weeks, so I'm not going to do that video right now. And I was thinking there was going to be a major political death in the United States, or a major attack, some kind of thing. And that's what my prediction was saying. And we've been on the Sunny Side, we've been anticipating something like that for a while now, like since 2020. So I was wondering, and we were talking about this on the Sunny Side. Now, we talk about this stuff on the live stream horoscopes all the time, but in the last week, my videos were getting demonetized. So I stopped talking about it on Saturday. And I decided to make these little videos for you guys and do a little live stream, because I can't have the horoscopes be demonetized. Like there's the number, my channel is the horoscopes, right? All right, so here we go. So it wasn't time yet to do it wasn't time yet. I do think there's a major I still think there's going to be a thing. And the thing that happened to Trump, that was pretty obvious astrologically. Now, as we proceed, and I show you the charts in a second, I'm going to show you guys that when you're predicting these things, sometimes what looks like it's going to be a good transit, like you're going to expect that. And sometimes things that look like a negative transit actually turn out to be a very good transit. So when you're picking the winners, if you're just looking for who has the biggest signs of success, that's not going to do it. It's because they're all going to have really big signs of success, because this is the thing, right? So it's all about who's leaving the light, or who has other things happening, like obstacles removed, or something like that happening. And or moving into applying deeper into the light. So those are the kind of things I look for when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Now, once again, we're about to get to the chart in a second. I'll show you. But just to bear with me a little bit longer. So we had the Mars Uranus thing, and then Joe stepped down, and there was an attack on the Trumpster, and then throughout all of this, there's a planet called Pluto, which is retrograde, and it's causing problems. And Pluto might cause a very serious health problem with Joe. Okay, so that's why I didn't want to do this, because he was still in the thing, and I expect a really serious health problem with Joe. In addition to that, in addition to Joe, the Trumpster has a very, very public kind of situation that's going to happen to him. And a public situation could be like a state funeral. Okay, it could be like winning the presidential election, but it could also be a state funeral. So these things get a little tricky, because that energy that caused the attack on Trump is returning. And it's that energy that caused that attack on Trump. That's what we're going to focus on today, because it's that particular energy that I believe is going to lead Kamala Harris to her success. Here we go. In the background, Saturn was retrograde recently. And when Saturn is retrograde, like Saturn is the taskmaster, or Saturn's the boss, or Saturn's the parent who's looking at you to make sure you do your thing. Now, when Saturn turned retrograde, there was a lot of nonsense that began to happen, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and people were taking liberties. In the Trump case, that judge, there's one more thing. These answers under the Saturn retrograde tend to take time, right? Saturn takes time, and they tend to be premeditated. So in addition to the surprise stuff that was happening with Uranus, so the Trump thing took some time to happen, and that case is whatever. And then, because we were following that, we follow all this stuff on the horoscopes, okay? just on the live stream, tune in the live stream and hang out. Okay, so then this also happened with Biden. They did something behind the scenes, so Harris was ready to go day one, which was a couple days ago. All right, so that's the deal. Now, here's the final deal on all of that, and then I'm going to show you guys some stuff. The Saturn, I thought the Saturn retrograde was going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people, and I'm really worried about it, because we have a lot of people in the sunny side who are, in difficult situations. But it looks like this Saturn retrograde, if you keep your feet moving, if it interacts with your chart, you can be quite successful. And I'll explain this on the horoscopes. All right, guys, let's get down to some charts. Thanks for dealing with my blah, 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 7 minutes. Sonny, you didn't say who was going to win yet. No, I didn't, man. Okay. But I know who's going to win. So, but I got to tell you, before we do that, what I'm trying to allude to is we might not even have the roster set yet. We might not be sure who the Republican candidate's going to be, or the Democratic candidate. All right, can you guys see me? Is everything cool? All right, let's check this out. So this is Biden, right? And this is today. So like, this isn't like, what the hell? So this is today. So I was going to make a quick video for you guys, and I'm dragging on and dragging on. Okay, so here we go. So this is Biden, and what I was talking about is this right here. That's the Pluto retrograde, and that's going to break things and cause problems. And it's going to come back, and it's going to hit. So it's at 0 degrees right now, and it's going to go down to 29 degrees. So it is definitely, and it gets there the first week of September, I believe. So that's definitely going to interact with this chart. In addition to that, we have Mars conjunct Uranus in his astro sector of health right now. So this doesn't look good for Sleepy Joe, man. It really doesn't look good for him. It looks like time is kind of coming back for him. Now, Pluto breaks things. It's going to break his health. So this is something to watch. Okay, this is something to watch. I don't want to be too fatalistic. Like, this chart is going to progress, right? And you'll see, if I were to progress it, you'll just see it opening up, and you'll see, oh my God, Trump is hooped. So, not Trump, Sleepy Joe is hooped. But like, give him a break, man. Give him a break. Now, when we looked at this chart before, we were saying around the time of the convention in August, it looks like he's going to receive a lot of recognition, right? Because we were talking about, is he going to get the vote or whatever? And it looks like there's recognition, but it's a send-off. It's a farewell of sorts. This is important because this This is important to keep in mind because this is going to be here and the sun is going to be here. So we know what's going on with Joe. Joe's gone. All right, we don't know what's going on with Joe's like his health, but like Joe's gone right now, and but he's going to have this in the transit. Now that's important because Trump is going to have the same thing, and so that's the deal. Okay, so that's Joe. Joe has a lot of sickness happening in his chart. Like he has a lot to watch out for. Like it just goes on and on and on. Like this stuff links in. This is going to happen. Like, man, poor guy. I don't know. All right, there we go. Doesn't look good for his health, right? This is health. So, not good, man. Okay. Oh, man. All right, so that's Joe. Okay, check out the Trumpster. Oh, let me show you something weird between Trump and J.D. Vance. This is just weird, man. You see, I think this election, it's not about what I think it's going to come down to. That's stuff we talk about on the live stream. This is just astrology, what the astrology says. And so that's the deal, right? So that's the deal. Hey, watch this, man. These guys have the same ascendant. Like, how mental weird is that? This guy is like a mini Trumpster. Look at his planets are like in the similar spots. It's like, it's bizarre. It's really bizarre how this happened. But like I'll swap it around. You'll see they have the same rising, almost exactly the same, and a similar kind of energy in the chart. So, good luck, man. Good luck. They sure didn't do growth very well. Okay, they did churn, not growth. I think the election's going to come down to growth. You know, I thought I wanted to see some things before certain. Anyways, let's just stick with the astrology. So here's what's going on with Trump. Let's take a picture of this and I'll show you. So here's where he was attacked. This stuff up here at the date of the attack, right? That's the thing I was talking about with the sudden and unexpected stuff and the potential violence. Again, we talked about this on the horoscopes. That was making a direct square to this stuff behind the scenes in Trump's chart. So there's a strong possibility that something nasty was going to happen to him. Something very public, very nasty. So that was a pretty obvious kind of situation. Now, truthfully, I've been watching Trump's legal stuff for other reasons. And this is his legal stuff here, and this is his shared resources. That's his fundraising, that's his paying his legal bills and stuff. So that's what I've been focused on. But this is very obvious that you can see Trump is going to be, Trump's health is in a bit of trouble, right? This is fighting with authority figures, right? And it's sudden and unexpected. And so, but I'm going to tell you something. This is going to move on. Okay, Mars is moving on. But this Uranus is coming back. It's going to stick around here, and it's coming back. So when I say it's too early to call the election, and I'm not sure who the Republican nominee is going to be, I'm being quite sincere. With that unexpected thing that happened with the Trumpster at his rally, there's a high, strong, super strong possibility something unexpected, right? Uranus, very public, very unexpected, is probably going to happen to him in the next couple of weeks leading up to the election. You're not going to see it immediately, right? The immediate stuff that you're seeing, or the stuff you're seeing already, is that immediate stuff. This is a legal battle right here, right? Being sneaky in a legal battle. Right? Other people have that in their chart. It's not a big deal. It's also people from the past returning. Now, okay, so that's that. And up here, okay, so that's that. Okay, so you're not going to see it. So we see the Saturn return, and we see the Pluto thing. All right, we see this happening, but we're not going to see this happening for a little bit of time. All right, so like it's going to take a bit of time for that to happen. So right now we're moving on, right? Moving on. You can see it's still at the same degrees, right? 26. But you're going to see it's going to turn retrograde and come back. And when it does that, then there's a possibility that the Trumpster might become unexpectedly very sick. All right, everybody, cool? Watch this. So let's animate this. And you're going to see that as we move, so this is July 24th. Can you guys see this? Let me just take a second here and make sure you guys can see this, right? Okay. So July 24th, right? If we cruise forward, you're going to see as we move through, like he's going to become super lucky. Like I mentioned something about Trump. Like this Jupiter is going to be right here at the time of the election, I believe. So that would normally make him super, 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 super lucky and super popular, which he usually is. So this is huge, right? Along with the, you see the little R right there, Uranus is retrograde now. So what's going to happen is, like normally you would look and say this and say, oh my God, this guy is 100% going to win the election. How could this guy possibly lose? His Jupiter is conjunct his North Node in the 10th house, no less. Like seriously, it's like, how does this guy lose? And then and then, you know, I looked this up because I know Jupiter is going to turn retrograde. All right, October 11th, Jupiter turns retrograde. So all of this energy, so that it's going to park itself here. Now, I believe the last time this happened was about 12 years ago. So if you want to see success in someone's chart, just look back to what Trump was doing 12 years ago, and I guess 2012, right? 2012. So there we go. See what he was doing in 2012. See what's happening. All right, because those events are going to somewhat repeat themselves. So you guys with me? This looks absolutely spectacular. Like this is almost a slam dunk, except for a couple of things. Jupiter's actually retrograde now, and Uranus is going to be retrograde. So in astrological, and Saturn is retrograde, right? In Neptune is retrograde. Like those are all debilitating things, right? Those are all problems. So where there were going to be some very strong strengths for Trump, it suddenly becomes weak in the middle of October. Everybody with me on that? But like we all live in the same universe, so Kamala is going to have the same stuff. Okay, so there we go. It looks like it's going to be huge. I know you guys would normally say this is a massive sign of victory. But when you understand astrology, I mean, I don't mean to say it like that. You guys all understand astrology. It's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that actually indicates popularity. And Kamala has something happening in her chart, which I believe indicates victory. So here we go. Now it's not easy. I could get political in this and say women aren't going to support her, and you could clearly see it's, you know. But then again, I wanted to see the signs, and women are supporting her. So like me, yes and no, and yes and no. Now watch this. Now this is her chart. This is the Saturn thing that's happening, and it's going to come back and it's going to hit her Chiron, and she already went through her Saturn return. Now that's just astro mumbo jumbo. Now watch this. That's Saturn opposing all of this. That usually indicates a lot. Now check this out. I explain to you guys all the time. Sometimes when something looks like a good transit, it's actually a bad transit. And when something looks like a bad transit, it can actually be a good transit. And I say things to you guys like, be careful. Like, for example, Venus in the 6th house, right? Venus in the 6th house indicates you have a lot of free time during your day. But be careful. One of the ways you have a lot of free time during your day is you lost your job. Or Venus in the 4th house, you know, you can get a break on the rent. But one of the ways you get a break on the rent is because you're evicted. So, like, not all the good is good. Not all the negative is negative. In this chart right here, this usually indicates, now check this out. This is why I think she's going to win the election. This indicates a change in relationship status. It normally, so for her, and we talked about this on the sunny side, Saturn is taking away where she lives, right? So she's going to end up moving, like, to the White House. Saturn's going to take away her primary relationships, right? Or how she makes money. She's not going to be the vice president anymore. You know, also there's a possibility of a major death happening, unexpected death. Right? Like I'm telling you guys, it's gonna get crazy, right? There's an unexpected death that's gonna happen. That's why I didn't want to do these videos. So now here's the deal. In Trump's chart, we have moving into the light, like really something very big and huge popularity is going to happen to him. And he's a popular dude. Like, so it's like I would expect that. But in this chart, and he's going to have problems with authority figures, right? Mars is there, Uranus causes problems. But for Kamala's chart, what she has, okay, this is what she has. For those who don't know, this is politics, okay? This is government, right? That's popularity. And what she has in her chart is Saturn right here. And you guys have seen me draw arrows like this. Saturn is removing obstacles from her chart. Energy is leaving at the top of the chart. So that's obstacles leaving. Guys, got it? Obstacles are leaving that part of her chart. So Joe's leaving. All of those political foes in the Democrats, they're lining up behind her back. Everyone is going to put in the hard work. Those people are donating money. They're like, it's just happening. Is she going to win over the other side? I don't know. I didn't really look at that. I'm looking at the astrology. I'm looking at this right here. Now let me show you something else. I'll give you a better example. If Saturn is transiting over in the 7th house, there's a strong possibility you're going to get divorced, but it's not really the point of today. Saturn transiting the 7th house is going to take away people. It's just going to take people away. Like it's going to take your girlfriend away. It's going to take the people you usually see at the office aren't going to be there for a while, or you're going to be away, or like something is going to, suddenly you're by yourself all the time, and you're like, where the hell did everybody go? Right? That's this. Okay, so that's the deal. So it's also where you're tormented in life. And right there in that transit, Kamala's going through a situation where all of these obstacles are being removed. are being removed. There's like, where did everybody go? Where does everybody go? Where are all my obstacles? Right? Now it's going to return in November. In the middle of November, Saturn turns direct for everybody. But that's what's happening right now. A little bit more astrology as we continue. Not only does that is that supposed to mean losing a lot of money, okay? Even though it's supposed to mean losing a lot of money, she just raised a ridiculous amount of money. It's the opposite of what I would expect to have happen. But then again, Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde, moving in the opposite direction from perspective, right? That doesn't really, so the energy shifts. So that's what's going on. So and that energy is going to continue until after the election. So she will continue to have obstacles removed, and she will continue to have this strengthening of the Venus, right? The strengthening of the Venus, the strengthening of change. But in November, if you want to move a little further along, after November, there's going to be a big reckoning. And in January, it's going to be tough for her. But that's the deal, man. You guys want to know who I think is going to win the U.S. election and why? I think as it stands right now today, I think Kamala Harris has a better chance than Donald Trump does to win the election astrologically. Now, Donald Trump doesn't survive, right, or he steps down and someone replaces him, then I think that person might beat Kamala. That person might defeat her. But as it stands right now, those are the things you look for when you're predicting winners and like predicting things using astrology. I know it's very easy to say, oh, this guy is super popular, he's going to win, but that's not how it works. They're both going to be super popular. Like, so that's the deal. I wish everyone the best. I think Kamala, you guys want to know? I think Kamala is going to win. Share the video, give it a thumbs up. That's my 2 cents on the astrology. I have a lot to say, not using the astrology, but that's the astrology. And to the algorithm, don't demonetize my video, man. My fans asked for this. All right, everybody be cool. I'll see you guys soon. Oh, and subscribe. Don't be an ass donkey. Subscribe. All right, everybody be cool.